Hello, this is Bradley Thayer for CIS 163. This is Java 1. And it's a brief, quick video just to show some introduction to conditionals. Some of the students in this course have taken other programming courses, perhaps C Sharp, JavaScript, Python. So, there's a good chance that some of you have a pretty good idea about how a conditional statement works, and you just need to learn the specifics of the Java syntax, while other people are completely beginners to programming. And that's fine wherever you're at. So the video may or may not have relevance to you where you're at, but I just want to throw it out there for those that need it. So I've set up a couple of examples here, 2 or 3 examples for conditionals. So conditional is just like you might think of in everyday language. If there's a condition to be met, you have to ask the question or say the word if something's true, right? If it's Monday, then I go to work. If it's Saturday, then I don't. If it's hot outside, I dress with shorts on. If it's cold outside, I wear jeans. Things of that nature. So it's kind of it shouldn't be something completely foreign to us, but when we translate it into code, sometimes it doesn't seem like it should be, translated well to everyday language, but to me it does. So I put up a few examples here. So in a conditional statement, again, we ask the question, if, or if it's a question, we just say the statement if. We try to get a true/false from this, what we call a Boolean expression right here. This is a Boolean expression. It'll give you a true or false answer, one or the other. So if my temp, and here it is, I've created the variable, I've initialized it to 12. If it's less than or equal to 32, well, in this case, that's true. This will print, this will print right here. In that case, we can, nothing else will run. It'll say, okay, in this if statement, water's freezing prints, moves on. It skips everything else here. If I change the water temp to, let's say 50, right, then the temperature it'll skip my temp here. It'll say, okay, you're not less than or equal to 32. Then it'll ask this, are you greater than or equal to 32, but at the same time less than 212? If that's the case, then it's water, not boiling. Lastly, if it's 220, then it's boiling, because it says else. Else just means it didn't meet this condition, it didn't meet this condition, then I don't even care what it is. It has to fall into the else category. You could write it with 3 if statements, but the problem with that is it's not nearly as efficient when it runs, because up here, if I have 30 degrees, right, it will skip these 2 in the program execution. It doesn't need them. It's already found where the true Boolean expression is right here. Whereas the way this is written, it's going to check each one of these each time. So you can write it that way, but typically and really 100% of the time you don't want to, unless there's a specific reason why this doesn't work. Like you need to check 3 different specific cases here. You want to try to lump them into that type of syntax for better efficiency. Okay. But if I were to, I'm going to comment this out real quick. If I were to comment that out and run them both the way I've written them, when it runs, it's building. It will run shortly. There we go. They're going to give the same answer, but honestly, this is not a good idea right here. Okay, don't do that. You don't actually have to have uh, else if and else. Okay, an if statement by itself is fine. And in a case like this, what I've given here in this example, let's say you only want to raise an alert if you've reached 0 in your account balance. Okay, so in this case, if I have $100 in my bank account, just for sake of clarity, I'm going to comment this out. So I have if I have $100 in my bank account, I don't need an alert. Okay. So I'm going to run that, and there's nothing prints right there. However, if I have $0, something should print. And there it is right there. Okay. So you may have a case of only if. You also might have a case where you have just an if and else. So I just sitting here at my desk, I have a Samsung TV in front of me. So just, again, kind of a silly example, but let's say my brand is Samsung here. If my TV brand is Samsung, okay, it's either Samsung or it's not. Okay, that's just the way, I mean, this type of question right here, it's a Samsung TV or it isn't. So it has to break into this if or this else. Okay. So in this case, I do have a Samsung TV right here when it runs. Or if I change it to, I think TCL is a brand. If I change it to that, run it, then my TV is not a Samsung. There we go. The last example we'll look at really quick is a case statement, a switch. Sometimes I call it switch. This typically works. I need to update these right here. This typically works the case statement when you have a small set of scenarios, like days of the week is a popular one. And the scenarios also can be, they're distinct, they're discrete, meaning like there's no range involved here. There's no, if you're, 11, 12, you're called a preteen, right? There's none of, you want 11 as a preteen, 12 as a preteen, 13 as a teenager, 14 is, everything's very discrete. And these numbers here illustrate that, okay? So if I finish typing in the days of the week here, okay, you'll notice the way the syntax works is I start with a integer here, and I say, okay, I'm gonna go through this, what they call a switch, and when I find, it's gonna say, okay, are you 1? No. Well, in this case you are. Let's just say 4. Are you 1? No. Are you 2? No. Are you 3? No. Are you 4? No. Okay, you are 4. Print that statement and break. Break out of the rest. Do not execute anymore. That's what the break means. Okay. So if I want to run this, it should tell me I'm Wednesday, when actually it's Monday when I'm running this, but there it is. Okay. But you in this case statement, there's always a way to handle scenarios that aren't in your set of relevant data. So here's your relevant data, 1 through 7, 7 days a week. If somebody comes in and types 12, okay, there's not a 12th day of the week starts over, so that doesn't make sense. So we have this default that if someone types anything else, then you get not a day of the week. Again, a break statement right there. So I will send this code out as you see it right here. I'll send it out in an announcement, and I'll post this on YouTube and put it onto the Canvas assignment, and hopefully you will find some use in it. As with any week, in any topic in this course. If you have a question, I will be happy to answer it, and we'll create a video for you and for the entire class to hopefully draw some benefit from. So please speak up if you have a question or if you have something you want clarification on. I'll be happy to post it and do my best to help you in your journey through this Java 1 course. Thank you for your attention and best of luck.